to the city, baby. When you see us, so you know you really viewing greatness in the making. Double up on facts we stating. Podcasting, cruise control, city, state, the nation. So what you saying, what we saying, prime information. Facts, keys to the city, we unlocking the statements.
Streaming every Friday.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Clovercrest Media presents Keys to This City. We are streaming on all social media platforms at Keys to This City. So comment, share, subscribe, or like. And you can follow the Joseph Aguirre on Twitter at Podcaster Joe or at Clovercrest Media. Boy, oh boy, these past 48 hours, if you're a sports fan, all I have to say is holy explicit. Because that's what the past 48 hours has been, not just in baseball, but the NBA last night, the NBA draft. You get the Russell Westbrook trade. You also have the NFL going on, training camps. Everything is going on right now in sports. But we are here today because, well, it's the MLB trade deadline. Also, we did tell you we were going to have our top 10 players in the NFL. The list look interesting. We're going to have explanations for it. I can't wait to get into it. But we have to talk about, without question, ladies and gentlemen, the craziest, not MLB trade deadline, but the craziest trade deadline in all of sports history. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen a trade deadline like this in the NFL. I haven't seen a trade deadline like this in the NHL, the NBA, or even the MLB. But ladies and gentlemen, that has changed because the MLB – don't look at me like I'm crazy. Give me a trade deadline right now, Ted, that you can say, sit here honestly and say, that was better.
You're trying to ask me a question as I just got home from this.
Well, don't make it – don't make
no,
it –
no, wait. This is the first time – wait, hold on. This is the first trade deadline ever that this is the most All-Stars.
No, this is – I
Because
said
I guarantee there's been a trade deadline where more All-Stars have been traded at the deadline than this.
No, Ted. All I was trying to say is this is the craziest trade deadline that I have seen in the MLB and in the history of all trade deadlines because of the players.
You know what would have been crazy?
What, Ted? What, Ted?
If with the Yankees signed Shohei Ohtani and traded, Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera and Gleyber Torres, and we got Shohei and Babe Ruth.
No. We have if the Yankees did that, we got to get Jacob DeGrom and Mike Trout, and then Joe would have been very, very happy, right, Joe?
Do you remember what
you imagine?
I know we're going to be serious, but do you remember what I joked about last night? And I had you laughing. And you said you should tell Joe, Joe, let's trade for DeGrom. We'll give him Severino. We'll give him Cooper. We'll give him Chapman. And we'll give him Gleyber Torres. And we'll take DeGrom.
And don't forget about Tyler Wade, all-time great Yankee. By the way,
stunning that he would be in tonight's lineup, despite the fact that they've on a silver platter. Aaron Boone, here's 10 All-Stars. See if you could screw that up.
Excuse me for 1 second. Who's he starting over?
DJ LeMahieu.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget about DJ.
Yeah.
Gleyber's leading off right now. Joey Gallo, Yankees fans, is already off to an impressive start with an 0-for-1 K. So that's a start to the Joey Gallo.
Only Aaron Boone, again, only Aaron Boone gets an all-star at every position, and he's like, who should I give a night off to? You know what? 2 guys.
Oh, my God.
Let's give Urshela a day off as well.
Yeah,
we don't
put the guy in Tyler Wade.
Yeah, let's go Wade and Odor. That's our best lineup.
I mean, I like Odor. I think Odor has been a nice.
You don't. Odor has hit. Don't listen. Here's the problem.
Oh boy, Joe, is this your one more thing already?
It's just about. It is. I sent this stat to you earlier. The Yankees have scored 44% of their runs on home runs. What are we, the Milwaukee Brewers? Well, how pathetic is this? That is like St. Louis Cardinals type numbers. This team is pathetic. Again, they go out and get this guy superstar bombers, and he's giving guys days off. You're 9 back. You'll have plenty of rest in October, you ding dong.
I love it. But like he said, the Yankees make huge splash moves yesterday, get Anthony Rizzo. We talked about and Joey Gallo adding left-handed power, but yet we still have Tyler Wade. Like I said, this is the craziest trade deadline that I could say in MLB.
What is Rizzo's number? Because it can't be 44.
He is 48. He is 48, and Joey Gallo is 13. So,
they gave him A-Rod's number.
Yeah, they gave him A-Rod's number. So, like I was saying,
A-Rod's number's not retired because
but when I think of 13, but when they had a thing, when you think of 13, you think of A-Rod as a Yankee. You
I
think
think
of
of Jim Leyritz, I'll be honest.
with the flick of the bat.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I like World Series
Two.
home runs.
So, like we were saying, this was the craziest trade deadline. Okay, I'll say in MLB history, but probably in all sports history because of the names, the power, the big time names. 10 All-Stars getting traded to new teams. And the reason why I enjoyed this trade deadline and why it was amazing to see is because all the big names went to teams that are all in major contention for a World Series. Max Scherzer going to the Dodgers, Trey Turner, the Padres making moves, the Giants coming in late, making a huge splash with Chris Bryant, the Yankees making a move, the Red Sox making a move, the Blue Jays making a move, the Rays making a move. There was teams all over that made huge moves. But we're going to start with the Yankees first, and then we'll get off with the Dodgers because, well, they made the splash of the entire trade deadline with getting this what former Cy Young Max Scherzer and elite shortstop Trey Turner. But we have to start with this. The trade deadline. The trade deadline's over with. The Yankees are done making moves. We thought they were going to make a lot of moves. They only make one big move today, and it's pitcher Andrew Heaney from the LA Angels, who has a nice whopping 5.97 ERA.
Yeah, that's what we wanted.
That's what we need. Rose got the peanut gallery. She's excited over there. Everybody's excited. Yeah. How confident are we feeling about the New York Yankees currently right now after these big moves in the trade deadline? Look at Joe. He's like,
this team had a 0% chance of winning the World Series based on the fact they didn't have two lefty boppers in the lineup. So I feel a lot more confident because the possibility now stands that they could win a championship.
Oh, no. So, Joe, do you want me? I'll put you, hold on. I'll help you out. I'm going to cut me and Ted for a sec. Oh, there's a kiss. Give a kiss.
That actually, there's nothing wrong with that. That's daddy daughter. What's the mama thing?
Ted, I'll let you go.
Daughter, dad.
I'll let you go for a sec. I'll bring back Joe. We'll get Joe back in a second. Okay. Go with how are you feeling about, honestly, the New York Yankees coming back after this, making moves like this with the Rizzo and Joey Gallo? How confident are you feeling about the New York Yankees right now?
I don't know if it's confidence. I'm just excited. I mean, how could I not be? You have Rizzo, you have Joey Gallo. They're two all-stars, they're two lefty bats. I mean, we can't get worse, right? We can't get worse. We can only get better. And these two guys, he's back.
He's back. Oh no, he's on mute. We can't hear him.
We're all very excited about today's trade deadline.
He vanished. What, do you go out the window?
He go out the window. I'll just talk about your confidence level, Joe, right now with the move like this, with the two big moves. How are we feeling today about the New York Yankees compared to 2 days ago?
I just feel like this team, if they funny story.
Derek was still their manager?
I remember in 2004, and I don't know if you guys remember this or not. In 2004, the Red Sox were chasing the wild card. And I was living in Portland, Maine at the time, and all my buddies were Red Sox fans. And the last thing I said to them, I moved right at just before the end of October, before the end of September, I said, guys, if you make the playoffs, you break the curse this year. Because the 2004 Red Sox, I thought, were built to win a 7-game series. It wasn't meant to be a dominant 162-game team. It was meant to win a World Series. They had failed in 2003 against the Yankees. This Yankee team, as currently constructed with Rizzo and Gallo, which is so weird to say this, this team can beat anybody. They really can. Any lineup that doesn't have Tyler Wade and Chris Gittins and Ryan LeMaire in it is a lineup that could put up a lot of points, score a lot of runs, and they need to do that.
You know what that sounds like to me? Can, could, would, should,
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Have it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Listen, here's what I was telling. Here's what I told your brother, because nobody knows this. You were about 45 minutes late for the show. So we've broken this down 16 ways from Sunday.
He called you out, and I love it.
I told Trev I was driving as fast and as safe as I possibly could.
We're glad you made it back alive. Believe me.
Trust me, we're glad you're back alive.
Of course, I would
look
be.
at again. You look at Gallo, right? LeMahieu, Torres, Urshela, Stanton, Gallo, Judge,
Voit.
Sanchez, Voit. That's the. I mean, that lineup again, dude. Here's the thing: that lineup is going to feature one of those guys hitting 8th and 9th.
Yeah, no.
The
That's like
depth
you
of
asked me
this
for your top
lineup.
10, and I gave you 13. You got 13 guys.
Can I tell you what I think is going to happen? I think the Yankees are going to strike out less going forward. I think that you're going to find this team is going to strike out at a lower percentage going forward because, again, look at this lineup. Although, again, this is how stupid Boone is, right? First day he gets it, he I don't understand it. I don't. It's like you buy a Maserati and you bring it home and you're like, I'm going to go out tonight, right?
And crash it through the garage.
No. You go to the trunk and you take the donut out and you put a donut tire in front and then you go out. That's what Aaron Boone's doing tonight. I don't understand that. I think this lineup's going to score runs. It's going to be hard to navigate this lineup. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you just picked up Barrios. I don't care if Chris Sale's coming back. I don't care who you're pitching. This is a really deep 9-guy. Anybody can crush one. They are good hitters. They're patient hitters. They have proven it before. I think with the balance in the lineup, I'm telling you, I think this team's going to walk more and strike out less. Still going to be boring because it's going to be walkout, strikeout, homer. But I think there's going to be more homers and I think there's going to be more walks. And there's going to be less errors because I think the defense is a little bit better than it was yesterday.
Would we consider them?
Gallo's a Gold Glove
category. There are winners. Would we all consider the Yankees in the winners category for this year?
Absolutely.
Okay. They didn't give up anybody that anybody was aware of.
Listen, you got Rizzo, who's a Gold Glove All-Star first baseman. You have Gallo, who was the Gold Glove winner in right field. He's got a cannon for an arm. He might have a better arm than Judge, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he is a cannon. He is a cannon.
And it really helps your defense with these two guys offensively on base percentage, lefty power. Plus, it gives you flexibility. I mean, that's what kills me about the Stanton thing. That's why I was ranting and raving last night. Imagine if the dude could actually play outfield and you could flex. You could just keep rotating these guys like, hey, Sanchez, you play DH tomorrow, and Rizzo, you get DH tomorrow, and Stanton, you get DH tomorrow. You could just keep Judge, we're going to rotate you at DH and just keep the guys fresh all the time. I like the lefty power. It's going to be exciting to see at Yankee Stadium. I'm going to see a lot of pop-ups go 315 feet into the right deck. I just feel with these two guys, for those two guys to get out of the situations that they currently were, Rizzo thing, you felt like that the Cubs run. Listen, they won a World Series. That's what him and Chris Bryant did for them. Those two young superstars brought them a World Series. Now he tries to bring home one at Yankee Stadium. And I don't think the pressure will bother him. But, I mean, think about it. He played for the Chicago Cubs. Winning World Series probably was no more pressure in the world than what he was for the Chicago Cubs. And then Gallo. He's been in the league for a while. He's a veteran. He knows what he's supposed to do. He's going to, like Joe said, he's going to squeeze right between those big righties. And all these guys are just going to get better pitches to hit consistently because of the pressure of having those two lefty back guys in this lineup. And they're winners. And I'm confident this Yankee team, as Joe said, should score runs. You should have confidence. They're all good enough hitters. Now, will we probably see a couple shutouts coming in the next probably 5 days? Watch. You'll probably see a shutout like, how is this possible? But then they'll probably win 12 in a row, and we'll say, hey, this is what we expected, and hopefully that continues, and we got a chance to make the playoffs. And like Joe said last week, or maybe even yesterday too, they got a one game. This Yankee lineup with Cole in this lineup is very dangerous. Not many teams can line up the lineup that they can produce on one game, in a game 7 and a game 1.
Joe, speaking of that, I want you to ask the question that you asked us before this show happened, because there was a lot of major moves in this trade deadline. All of the teams, it seemed like only in the AL East and the NL West is where the big names went, just because you saw the Rays go after Nelson Cruz, Yankees go after Rizzo and Gallo. Then you had the Sox go after Schwarber late last night. Then you have today the Blue Jays going after Jose Barrios. Now they got a true number 1. And then the NL West, you got the Dodgers, you know what they did. The Padres kind of getting Adam Frazier, but not really looking like they were going to get Scherzer. And then the Giants coming late and getting Chris Bryant. I want you to ask the question that you were asking us in the pre-show, because this is the question I had. Are the Dodgers back atop of the MLB now because of the move? Or you can ask the question that you wanted to ask us.
Yo, who is the best team in baseball? Because my thought is there's not a clear-cut best team. You could probably argue the Dodgers, but they're 3 back of their own division, so they're not even the best team in the NL West. Hard to argue they're the best team in baseball, right? That said, as you go around the league, there's a reason all of these teams that were in contention are the ones that went out and had to get better, because you know what? I know the Yankees have had problems. Dude, the Red Sox are still getting no production out of first base. The Rays still have a ton of flaws. They traded a pitcher. They traded Rich Hill to the Mets. They need pitching. So
Let me ask
a
you this.
weird like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of a thing with
Is
them.
it good for baseball that you
Yes.
ask a question like that, to see something like that there is no dominant team? Because we've seen in the NBA that people, whether you liked it or not, either hated it or you loved it, that there was a super team. Is this a major bonus and plus to have for baseball that the Dodgers make a huge move with Scherzer and Trey Turner coming there, and Dan Duffy as well, adding to that rotation. We didn't even talk about that. But is that a good thing to have? Well, you have about 7, maybe 8 teams that are really title contenders. I'm not talking about just making the playoffs, but winning World Series. I didn't even add the White Sox, who went after Craig Kimbrell today, and they got a solid 1-2 punch now in the back end of that rotation with Liam Hendricks, who's been outstanding this year, and Kimbrell's been lights out. So is this really a major bonus to have for baseball?
See, a little bit yes, a little bit no, because like I'm looking at Cleveland, who is as in their division as the Yankees are in theirs, and Cleveland's selling. And I just, the Cubs, the Cubs are, that's it. We're done, huh? That's the end of the road. Nationals all set, kind of moving on. Kind of bad for baseball that big boy market teams are kind of cashing in their chips, and some of these deals, I got to be honest, they kind of feel like steals, and you got to wonder what some of the other deals being offered were. The one that the A's made, who'd the A's just get? And they Luzardo,
Marte,
straight up for Marte.
Marte.
That's really, that's all you could get for you're telling me the Yankees weren't offering something better for that? I like some of these trades. The Joey Gallo trade, 6 prospects. They could have threw 8 more guys in there I never heard of. I wouldn't have gave a lick. You know what I mean? It's like no rhyme or reason. I don't know. Some of these trades have kind of baffled me. I don't get it.
Ted, what do you think? You're very quiet today.
Well, I'm trying not to overspeak and let the man speak, like you always say. Let the man speak.
Not
Well, isn't Baez a shortstop?
Javi Baez, yeah. But when Lindor comes back, he'll play second base. He can play some second, play some third.
I like the Mets move. I mean, that's great. I mean, he's a young stud. I mean, if they re-sign him, he's going to be a free agent. We'll see what happens with that. But listen, right now the Dodgers got to be the front runners for everything right now in the World Series. The way I look at it, they're going to get Kershaw back. They have Duffy. They have Bueller. All right, they just got Scherzer. He's a dog. He's just a dog. And no offense, but I'd love to see their healthy lineup against the Yankees' healthy lineup, like 1 through 9. I mean, those are pretty fierce lineups. I mean, 1 through 9.
They got a smart manager who won't put in a guy like Tyler Wade in that lineup.
Tyler Wade should be leading off. What's crazy too? I was thinking about, how about the way the Yankees lost last night? And we bash the Yankees and whatever. And then I watched the Red Sox game. I'm like, holy smokes, they got smoked last night against Toronto. Smoked.
It happens. What are you gonna do?
I mean, listen, baseball. Listen, I would have said the opposite of what Joe said when you asked, is it good for baseball to have no dominant team? Because I always think having a dominant team and a team that everyone hates or is going after is a good thing. I think when the Yankees were in their power dynasty in the late 90s, that was good for baseball. I think like the A's, the Yankees I feel like it's the Yankees of every generation. It's good to hate the Yankees, right? Because they're always good. But like, I think like when the Red Sox were really good, having them and the Dodgers as dominant teams, it's good to hate them. I think you always need a villain in every sport or any movie, good movie. So I think the Dodgers again getting Scherzer. It's like they got Kershaw, then they got Bueller, then they got Bauer, it's like, hello. I feel
Can
like
you imagine if they actually do get Bauer back? Which
I mean, he's not
we don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think you'll go out and get Scherzer if you think that Bauer's coming back at all. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty bad sitch right there that he's in. I will say this. I mean, Scherzer in the postseason has kind of been like Clayton Kershaw. A little iffy, not his best time of the year. So just consider that.
They did. They went out and made a major splash for a team that we thought the Padres were going to go and get Scherzer, and it seemed like that was a done deal, and the Padres just fell through, and the Dodgers come out of nowhere, scoop them up, and get
it more
and get the best pitcher in the market.
Listen, if you're the Padres, though, you got to be hurting by this because you look at what the Dodgers got, and then the Giants did picking up Chris Bryant. They're already the best team in the division. So, what would change about that? And now getting an all-star guy who can play anywhere. He can play third. He can play first. He could probably pitch. He plays left. He plays right. I mean, he gives you so much versatility. And you can bat him at leadoff like the Cubs used to do, and you can bat him ninth. He can bat anywhere in the lineup. He brings power, brings speed, and he brings a World Series ring and a good attitude, and that's another positive for the San Francisco Giants.
Who would you say is another team that won? And then we'll close out with the loser, a team that didn't do well today, and then we'll get into our top 10 players of the NFL.
I think the Braves, who lost Ronald Acuna Jr., have traded for an entirely new outfield. And I think suddenly their prospects are looking even better with the news that Jacob deGrom out until September.
Had a setback today, and he will be
tough
out.
To be the best pitcher in baseball when you're never on the mound. And even when you are, it's for like 6 innings.
There is no best pitcher in baseball anymore because Cole is not the best pitcher anymore.
10-11.
There's no best pitcher in baseball. It's frustrating to see that, though, because you want to see the best in the world play. You want to see best players being out in the field, and to see DeGrom again. I mean, I'm surprised the Mets were trying to go be aggressive today. I'm surprised I didn't see a Trevor Story deal.
So don't worry, Joe. Syndergaard's coming back, baby. They got Superman coming. The Hulk is coming.
It's not Superman. It's Thor. Get it right, Ted. Get your guys right. DC guy and a Marvel guy. It's totally different. Totally different. Get it right.
I can't do it.
I can't take this. I can't take this explicit anymore. So, who is a team that didn't do a great job today? I won't call them a loser, but I'll say what a team that didn't succeed in the trade deadline. Do you have a team, Joe? If you had to think of one.
Losers?
I don't know.
A team that didn't do well. I mean, everybody
The
wants
Angels. The Angels again. Getting rid of a couple high-priced guys for some prospects or people that can actually perform on the field and stay on the field. I mean, we've seen this horse and pony, dog and pony show over and over. I mean, they got Upton. Mr. Upton, what's he doing? He's like downtown. He's nowhere to be found. All right, Mike Trout plays in no games. I love him, but he doesn't play in any games. They're going to have to pay Ohtani. They got all these guys that they pay thousands of millions of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What the hell was that?
I'm just messing with you.
What is going on with you tonight?
They have all these high-priced guys, but they got no pitching. That's why they take 25 straight pitchers in the draft this year. Every round they took a pitcher.
Joe,
and they all suck. That's the worst part. Yeah, I do have a team.
Go on.
I have an answer for your question.
I want to hear it.
You said which team lost. I'll tell you who lost today, the Cubs. I think every piece of goodwill that they've had with their fans who lived in misery for so long that ended in 2016 is right back there today. Really? Baez and Gallo. I mean, Baez and Rizzo. I mean, dude, Kimbrough, just everybody's gone.
Even
Chicago.
Even Trevor, who they lost in the offseason, too, was another guy that was part of that.
That would have been like the Yankees trading away the core for.
Yes. Dude. I mean, it's Chicago. You're not Milwaukee. What is wrong with you? You don't have to do a massive sell-off. Chicago, let's market 3, baby.
The only guys
they
should have traded Bryant and Kimbrel and kept Rizzo and Baez. And
I'll tell you right now. I think I don't remember who I was telling this, if this was you guys or somebody else, but the idea that a Midwestern team would trade a white first baseman is shocking to me when you think about how long, right? The Twins didn't. Mike Sweeney in Kansas City was there for a million years. Todd Helton,
Rockies,
Joe Mauer.
Twins.
Remember, they literally got rid of the other one. Morneau. They were like, you got to go. We got to put this guy at first because we can't get rid of him.
Frank Thomas,
dude. He's a DH. Adrian Gonzalez, when he was their first baseman in San Diego, a Hispanic man who was from San Diego, who was every miserable Padre fan's favorite player.
He was great.
Everybody had a Gonzalez jersey, dude. That's San Diego. And they traded him, and I thought, like, Dumpster Town. Dumpster Town.
Dumpster Town, USA, baby.
You gotta listen. You gotta keep your fan bases. When you suck, keep their favorite player. Right? I mean, until Troy Tulowitzki was a cripple.
If you're a Cubs fan, who was your favorite player? Who would be your favorite?
It was
player?
Probably Rizzo.
Or Javi Baez.
Or it's Baez. Or it's Bryant, probably. It's one of those 3. That sucks.
To see what the Cubs
sucks,
did 5 years ago.
Can you? I mean, listen. So I'll say this about the New York Yankees, and you know what? Every other team's fans can bite me, and I'll tell you why. Your teams are all major market, just like New York is, right? Chicago acts like they're in East Podunk, Missouri. Give me a break. It's Chicago. Same thing with the White Sox. The White Sox act like they're coming out of KC. Give me a break. You're a major market with like a billionaire owner. You're telling me you don't have money? That is so absolutely pathetic. The Nationals, they let you move out of Canada, you morons, so that your dollar would be stronger. Spend it. You're dumping. You just won a World Series. Right back to Dumpsville. I don't understand that. And I don't understand why baseball will allow that. I think it's bad for the game.
Jumpstart USA.
Jumpstart Dumpster Fire USA. Wise words from the
unbelievable.
You can follow
good thing we're going to talk about some of the top 10 players soon.
Well, finally, yes, we are going. Yes, last week we've been talking about our top 10 list. Last week was top 10 players facing the most pressure coming into 2021. This week is our top 10 players. Well, you know, the NFL likes to do top 100 players, top 10 players. We're going to do Keys to the City. I think it's the first time we've ever done this. It's going to be our top 10 players coming in to the 2021 season. I'm going to start off with Ted because this was the hard one to get to. It took a while to get Ted's list, and we're going to let Ted go first, and then we're going to go after him. So, Ted, I'm going to put you, the floor is yours. So I
already hate it.
I look at the list. It's good until the last 2, which I'm very, very curious as to why you have Ty Hill and Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar Jackson. I love me some LJ8. Don't get me wrong. But why'd you put those 2 in there?
Because there's no 2 in the NFL league like them. Can't name me another guy like them. Go name me a Tyreek Hill and go name me a Lamar Jackson. I can find similarities to majority of these guys. Maybe not up to the same par. You can't find a replica of those 2.
Can't find an Aaron Donald or Patrick Mahomes.
No, absolutely. Aaron Donald.
You can't find an Aaron Donald.
No, I know, but you didn't ask me that. You asked me.
I know. But you said.
Listen, and I'm not going to say the word, but no kidding. Listen, the reason why Aaron Donald's not 1 is because there's no number 2, close number 2. There's no one even close. At any day of the week, at Aaron Donald's position, name me a close number 2.
I thought you were talking about players.
Oh, no.
Okay. No, fair enough.
Here's the thing. At any day of the week, the 3 quarterbacks I have listed on this list could be the best quarterback. And you can make the argument that either one of those 3 right now could be ahead of them or be the number 1. Brady's the Super Bowl champion, right? Mahomes does things that Superman can't do. And Aaron Rodgers is the reigning, MVP? What, 1,000? What has he got, 1,000 touchdowns and like 12 picks? Like he's like 38-4 every year. He just takes the ball and throws it out of bounds. But that's the reason why I have Aaron Donald 1. There's no one like him at his position. I feel like he dominates a position consistently like no other. Where I've seen quarterbacks like Mahomes wasn't the dominant quarterback. Rodgers was. Like the year before was Mahomes. And like Herbert's probably going to be the dominant guy this year. Like Lamar was like the MVP 2-3 years. Every year it was like a new quarterback takes over the league. And that's not a knock on Mahomes or anybody, but you can make the argument that any one of those 3 quarterbacks. And at one time, Russ is cooking. Russ was the best quarterback in the league last year. Wait, Josh Allen's the best quarterback. Like, we don't know. There's not a question of who's the best defensive player, the best football player at his position, like unlike anyone else. You can make the argument that Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley or just as good as Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kelsey,
receivers.
You can go Kittle.
Well, it would be hard to do that because they don't play like he does.
No.
Aaron Donald.
Joe, what do you got?
Like, Trev, I watch Aaron Donald and I go, I trade for anybody to have him on my team. He's so good. I mean, then the rest of my list is what it is. It's 3 Chiefs.
Questions?
It is funny to have 3 Chiefs players. I just realized, but I feel like they're phenomenal.
Joe, do you have anything?
I don't like that. I don't like 3 Chiefs on there. I understand what you're saying as far as Tyreek Hill, certainly a freak, but I mean Devontae Adams is right in front of him, so that's weird. But
skill.
You know what I mean. I understand what you're getting at. Skill set wise, I get it.
Is it the best?
I get it.
Is it the most dominant? Like, because you could have 10 quarterbacks because they're the most impactful, the most dominant players on the field every day of the week, and twice on Sunday. So I can make Daniel Jones more important than Tyreek Hill because as he goes, the Giants go. The Chiefs.
I'll be honest. I think though, by your logic, I kind of want to revamp my list now. I actually want to put Derrick Henry at number 1 because when it comes to guys that are carrying a team on his back and he doesn't miss any games, there is no number 2 to Derrick Henry. He's the best. And things got a lot better in Tennessee. I think he's going to have an even better year than he did before.
You want me to put your list up, Joe?
Yeah, let's do it. Pick me apart here. I like Kelsey. I mean, I certainly got Kelsey on there. I think I would move Henry up as I'm thinking about, again, see, I hate lists if I don't know what the criteria is.
No, this is
because listen, like Teddy just said, Teddy, Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, any one of those guys in any given week might be number 1 on the list. I got Darnold as my first non-quarterback because, I agree. There's not another guy. I think Devontae Adams is hands down the best hands in the game. If I had to throw a pass for $1 million and complete it, I'd throw it to Devontae Adams. I promise you this.
I would want DeAndre.
I think Myles Garrett is a freak, and I think he's only getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I'll apply the same thing. I would have probably last year had Russ ahead of Josh. I'm flipping him. All right. Kelsey, I think, is the best at what he does. And again, I kind of want to move Derrick Henry up, but he's in the top 10. That's pretty solid.
He has Brady at 3. Donald at 4. Wow. That's a bit of surprise right there. Ted, what do you got? You got anything, Ted?
He's got 2 defense players. He's got 5 quarterbacks, though. Like I said, this could have been a quarterback list.
I usually feel like it is a quarterback.
Can I tell you what? I wanted to throw an offensive lineman in there, but I just couldn't see the dominant. I just couldn't see the impact of an offensive lineman.
Are we going to my list?
Well, I was just before you go on, hold your horses because somebody went and did just that. What I was gonna say before we moved on from my list was,
I have my.
Now I forgot. It's a great list. I'll leave it at that.
I have a great list. I'm not changing it. Well, here's my list. You want offensive lineman? I brought in the offensive lineman.
You put Jalen at 4?
I hate 4. I hate for that could be a little later. I could go
Fred
for that.
Warner. Fred
Because
Warner.
again,
I think Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the NFL. That was a toss-up between him and Bobby Wagner. He's only getting better. He was an All-Pro last year, deserving of the contract.
Roquan Smith had better numbers than him.
Who?
this is kind of a douchey list. This is like this is a list that a douchey guy who's like, I really know football makes. That's what you did here.
What?
You did.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey's not even the best corner. I'll
Jalen
think
Ramsey.
How
Quentin
is he
Nelson.
not the best corner?
I mean, if
They're
you're going to
great-
put an
they're great
offensive lineman on the list, that makes sense. But
He's
come
the
on, Fred
best.
Warner.
He's the best corner in football.
Joe, he took one of the best positions each. He went like, well, I'll take one quarterback, one running back.
This is what I think are the top 10
That's what it
players in
feels
football.
like.
I
That
Fred
is
think
what it
Warner's
feels
not
like.
a top 10 player.
yes, I think he's the best linebacker in football.
He's got Christian
I'm
McCaffrey.
surprised. I'm surprised you have two quarterbacks on the list.
Yeah, I didn't put Brady. I didn't put Brady in. Because I'm looking. Look, TJ Watt is the second best defensive player in all of football.
Wait, hold on. I'm just curious. Do you think Fred
you have Jalen-
Warner is a better football player than Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think
You
he's a
just
better
said You just said TJ Watt's the second best defensive player in the league, and he's third overall on your list behind Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he's the second best defensive lineman. I would say the best second. I would say TJ Watt is still in the top 5. I think TJ Watt got screwed last year of a defensive player of the year. I think he's one of the most disrespected players. How his brother's still a better overall in Madden than he is beyond me. The reason why
did you leave Derrick Henry off your list because you lost that bet on him last year with me?
I do still no. I said I would still stand by Christian McCaffrey as the best running back in all of football.
Because now I'm just thinking about it.
No, Christian McCaffrey. I've been on the past 3 years that Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in football, and I will stand behind that.
How many games has he played the last 2 years?
I mean, he played the full season, and last year he was out. I understand that. He was out for majority of the season last year.
Yeah, you don't get to be on the list if you didn't play last year. What are you, insane?
I'm still taking it. I think when he's healthy, he's the best running back in football.
He's the same as Saquon. He's the same guy. You could have them 9 and 10.
I would take Christian McCaffrey over Saquon.
You could have put them as 9A and 9B.
Christian
I'm really hopeful one of these will stay healthy.
Christian McCaffrey has been one of the best running backs since coming out of college, since his college days.
So Joe had five
I love him. He's one of my favorite non-Giants. He definitely is. But I don't love his high ankle sprains.
So I put Patrick.
Trevor had the most defensive players.
Hold on.
Joe had the most quarterbacks. I had the best variety.
I put Patrick Mahomes. No, Ted, you didn't have the best variety. Anyways, Patrick Mahomes. The reason why I put Patrick Mahomes, there's a toss-up between him and Aaron Donald. Those who are the two best players in all of football right now. Aaron Rodgers is still amazing. I know he's unorthodox the way he handles his stuff, his situation, his business, but he still is Aaron Rodgers. He's unbelievable. Jalen Ramsey is a shutdown corner in one of the most important positions in all of football. And
you think he's better than Fred Warner?
Who? Huh?
You think Ramsey's a better defensive player overall than Fred Warner? Yeah. Now I'm starting to think he should be in the top 5.
TJ Watt is only getting better, and the Steelers better sign him to a large contract and never let him go. Because
you know what's funny? You have Jalen Ramsey over Devontae, but Devontae owned Jalen Ramsey last year in the playoffs
because he had a touchdown and his safety didn't get his safety messed up. If you watch that,
he only had one catch. He only had one catch.
He had a touchdown, but it was a bad read by the safety. The safety was supposed to follow.
Trev, I know what the play was. It was motion. He went there back.
He was supposed to follow a motion, and he didn't. He stayed with the underneath route, and Ramsey was too far behind trailing, and that's why he got the touchdown. So I'll give me that. I know what I'm saying.
Teddy, you know what he did? He originally had Adams at 4 and Ramsey at 5, and then he realized he went Packer back to backer. And so he flipped them.
Oh, I did not. I put Quentin Nelson because Quentin Nelson is the definition of a bull.
Yes,
a bulldozer. He's an
deserved pick.
He's been an all-pro since. I mean, literally, he's been an all-pro every year he's been in the NFL. He is the best lineman in all of football. Yes, best lineman, better than all the left tackles, and he's the best interior lineman too. He is dominant. He is the definition of domination. Good luck trying to stop that man for the next 12 years because that man is going to be a Joe Thomas-like player I know Joe Thomas was a left tackle, but Quentin Nelson is an All-Pro and a future Hall of Famer. That was an easy pick, probably the best pick of so far that entire draft class, and it's so far a pretty decent draft class. Devontae, he's the best receiver in football. It's either him or Hopkins for me, but Devontae has just taken his game to a whole nother level. Now, is that because of Aaron Rodgers? We don't know. We'll see what happens after this year if those two end up splitting up and going separate ways. We don't know. Travis Kelce came off of a historic season passing Greg Kittle's his type all-around season 2 years ago. Travis Kelce, the best tight end in football. Christian McCaffrey, when he's on the field, man, and we saw it 2 years ago, he does things. He could do amazing things in the backfield. He could do amazing things in the passing game. He's incredible.
He does a lot of things, Trev.
I'm sorry. Is this
he does a lot of things well.
I guess I misunderstood. Is this a list of the best players from 2020?
No, I said going into 2021. These are my top.
No, I mean, like, is this the list? Like, this was the best guys from 19 going into 20 is what I mean.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, McCaffrey didn't. How you got him on the list? Why isn't Saquon on the list?
No. Can't stay out. He can't stay healthy. He's been out.
Neither can McCaffrey.
He had one off year. Saquon's had it twice.
So McCaffrey's going to catch him this year. You'll see.
Damn, that's not good for fantasy.
No.
You guys went after me. I love it.
I like your list. I feel like if James Franco made a list of football players, this would have been his list. Just a little artsy, that's all. Like, you put a lot of thought into this. I appreciate it.
I did.
I do. I don't know if Teddy does. Teddy, do you appreciate this list?
Yeah, but I feel like it's so ESPN.
Yes, there you go. That's what it is.
Wait, hold on.
It's almost like if ESPN was going to do a magic trick, this is the 10 guys they would put in.
So only because you had Ty Hill and Lamar Jackson different from me, and you had
the only two.
And Joe had Josh Allen and Russell Wilson. Oh my, I'm so ESPN.
Miles Garrett Hill.
You guys didn't have 70% of the same names on your list, right?
Maybe
I should have put Brady in, and I would have been more ESPN, right?
Hold on. I think they had the same one on ESPN.
You want me to look back at your list? Look at your. Hold on. This is Joe's list. That looks like an ESPN list. Let me go to the list.
Aaron Donald would not be Aaron Donald would be 2 or 1 like mine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And Derrick Henry.
Donald's not 4. He's got Josh Allen over Russell Wilson. Probably not going to happen.
He doesn't have Justin Herbert in his top 10 is beyond me.
Justin Herbert and here's the thing, there's no number 11.
And there's no TJ Watt. So I think TJ Watt would be.
And then Ted,
I got Watt at 12.
ESPN at its finest.
Ty Hill would not be ESPN, bro.
With the exception of 80% of your list.
So here's the thing. You could go Josh Allen or Russell Wilson over Lamar Jackson. Easily. Some people would say.
Okay, so 80, maybe.
Even though he played better after COVID.
80% of your list is ESPN. The other 20 is just you thinking.
Let me ask you this. Let's play a quick game here. Be objective. I know this is hard. Which list is your favorite now that you've seen it and heard it explained?
My favorite list. Well, we have a lot of similar players if we're looking. We have about 60 to 70% of our list is very similar. It's like
I like Joe's over Trevor's.
I love Teddy's list. I think Teddy wins.
I think we've all come to an agreement that Trev has the worst list.
No, again, it's not that your list is bad. That your list was very thoughtful. It's clear because he did. Teddy, right? He kept praying, "Get me your list. Get me your list." And Teddy and I clearly sat down and just like shot 10 quick names. I guess Ted did like 13 names.
You want to know something funny?
I only did 10. You thought a lot about it. Hold on. I'll bet you Trevor had a list of like 37 guys.
Joe, I did this.
And he mathematically started eliminating guys, weighing things like same position, you're out, right? Like, I think there was a lot more that went into this. That's all I'm saying. You know what you did? You almost like overwent the assignment. It was like almost like too in depth for us.
Yeah, like you're like, bro, you know what he is? He's Madden. They put McCaffrey as higher rating than Derrick Henry. McCaffrey is no idea. And he doesn't have Derrick Henry in the top 10, but Derrick Henry's 2,000-yard rusher.
Oh, I'm sorry, because Christian McCaffrey coming into last year and just because he got injured.
He didn't play the whole year. How could he be a better player than the guy who just ran for 2,000 yards?
You know how many yards he had, all-purpose yards in 3 games? 400 yards, all-purpose yards. The man was going to have.
We're not talking about what you did in 3. We're talking about what you did in 17. Not 3. Guess what?
Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in football, and you
I
will not.
made 1 out of 4 free throws.
And you will not tell me otherwise.
You could say best all-purpose back. I would definitely agree.
All around back, I would take Christian McCaffrey.
I'd take Saquon.
If I had to hand the ball to one guy, I had one handoff, and he had to score a touchdown for me to win $1 million, I would hand it to Derrick Henry because he would drag every son of a bitch in front of him straight into the end zone for me.
That's what I'm
My
talking
list
about.
is not as bad as you guys give it.
It's not. No one said it was bad. You're being overly defensive. I just think your list was a little too deep for us. We weren't ready for that.
You should listen. You should have had Brady at Quentin Nelson's position. This is how I would change your list if you pulled your list up. Pull your list up for a second.
You guys suck.
Hold on, pull your list up. Watch this. Put your list up.
All right, hold on.
Joe, I'm gonna tell him how he's gonna fix his list right now. You're gonna keep all the names that you're saying. Flop T.J. Watt for Jalen Ramsey. You're going to put Brady at 6, and you're going to move Fred Warner out to 11. Quentin Nelson goes to 10. Keep the guys you have already.
Perfect. Look at that. He did it.
Oh, that's
Teddy. That's 2 good lists from you tonight.
That's such an ESPN list.
Not at all.
You know what I did yesterday? Do you want to know?
That's more realistic than Quentin Nelson.
Do you want to know how I did my list?
Devontae Adams.
Hold on. Do you know how I did my list? I went on my notepad and just typed in 10 names that I thought were the best players. This took me long. It took me about 30 seconds to do.
Well, that explains why you put Jalen Ramsey on there then.
You thought it was all in depth. Hold on. So you mean to tell me that you would rather have that Josh Allen being in the top 10 is all right, but Jalen Ramsey being in the top 10 is absurd?
Josh Allen's a superstar.
No, he's
going to win a Super Bowl next season. He's going to win a Super Bowl.
No, he had one good year. If he does it again what he did last year, then all right. I need to see the consistency.
Oh, he'll do that.
How do you know?
Well, no, wait a minute. But but why doesn't Christian McCaffrey have to play every year then?
Oh, Christian McCaffrey is going to play, and he's going to be dominant. He's going to be.
But what if he's not? Where's the consistency there?
Then he's off my list.
Did I mention Justin Herbert was 11 on this list?
Yes.
Trev,
yeah.
You would take Fred Warner over Roquan Smith, Bobby Wagner, and who's the other one? The one Darius Leonard.
Roquan Smith didn't even make the freaking. Did Roquan Smith make a Pro Bowl last year? I think he got snubbed. Roquan Smith was incredible, but it was between him and Bobby Wagner. I think Fred Warner is 24 years old. The man's a superstar and a defense. That's
or would you take Devin White?
Ooh, I like Devin White. But him and having Levante David and him. The reason why I picked Fred Warner, he's actually a better pass coverage linebacker than he is run. So he's a better pass defender than he is a run defender. He can do it all, and I just like his demeanor. I think him and Bobby Wagner, those two guys are guys that you would love to build your defenses around.
You know who's got great demeanor? Also on that subject, Mike Glennon. Just really good demeanor on that guy.
Speaking of that, the Giants signed another quarterback today. Sean Mannion. Where'd he come from, Ted?
Who?
Sean Mannion. M-A-N-N-I-O.
Oregon State.
Huh?
Oregon State.
Sean Mannion. Boy. Good man. See? Nothing gets by us. But that's our list. That's our top 10 list. Players, a little different. Got a little I guess I'm an ESPN guy.
Bro, this might be a top 10 snack food. I'm telling you, folks. If you're not on it, get the cheese and snap.
I think next week we should start doing more lists with food, and we should do a top 10 food list, top 10 snacks.
I'll start eating. I'll eat all top 10 on the show.
Well, you know what? Not for nothing. I mean, maybe before a big game, maybe we should tell people what our snack of choice is. I don't know. I'm just,
Oh, Cape Cod chips are on my list.
This was chocolate yodels.
I saw that. I was going to ask you what that thing that you ate was. That was chocolate. Was that a yodel?
Yeah.
I
am starving for dinner right now.
What's our next week's list? I'll give the floor to you guys before we get off. What?
Is that they call it poop again?
It looks like poop.
That's how Reggie played late in his career.
I haven't seen the Reggie bars in years. Joe, it's been a while since we had an appearance of the Reggie bar.
What am I going to
Yeah.
you saying?
I missed that.
No, what is our list for next week? What are we going to have? I want you guys to pick the list.
First,
What's
a KFC chicken sandwich. Then we're going to go to McDonald's.
No, not food.
No.
Not food. What's our list for the NFL? What's our top 10 list next week? Give me.
How about the top 10 defensive players? Because I just want to see if you have Fred Warner at number 2 on your list. I think you're gonna.
No, he should be 5.
It'll be 5. It'll be 5 for me. So I have halfway there. I'm halfway home. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. Joe's killing me today.
That's what happens when we do shows on back-to-back days. You know,
I know.
That's what happens. You start getting really comfortable with each other. The jokes start flowing a little bit more.
It helps when you have 3 Italian guys doing it.
It does. By the way, I want to address one more thing, if you don't mind. I apologize for doing this a second time. I'm sure you've all seen
time
it.
Being on Joe's One More Thing, actually. You started the show with a Joe's One More Thing.
I kind of do it. All right, here's the thing.
Sorry, Ted.
Anthony Rizzo.
Oh, boy.
Joey Gallo.
Let's go back to baseball.
No, I'll tell you where I'm actually going. Racism. I can't even tell you how many jokes I've seen where they show it's like Ray Liotta and Joe Pesci, like, oh, look, it's Gallo and Rizzo reporting.
They had Tony Montana. No, they had Tony Soprano and they had freaking Silvio comment and being, this is the Yankees. This is Gallo and
and I'm being a little bit serious here for a minute, but you would not do that with any other race or nationality.
Amen.
And I especially in the era that we're living in. I mean, I get it. It's cute. Ha ha ha. It's rude and it's disrespectful.
The Italians,
and I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of great Italians who've played baseball. Act like you're surprised that there's 2 Italians on one team. Give me a break. You know what I mean? But I just think, as hypersensitive as everybody is, and you know, they were all over the Italians last year about Columbus, and I just think to see all the mocking of Italians because the Yankees picked up 2 Italian guys, I just think it's a little hypocritical, America. So for the second time tonight, bite me. I said it. I said what I said.
I'm definitely ending the show on that note. Italians, we're the best.
Forget about it.
Do I go get Italian food, or I kind of want some Mexican food though right now?
I wish we could post a poll right now.
What would you get right now? Tacos?
Right now.
Chicken parm. Well, I'm in Florida right now, so it's
the
tough.
Problem is the sauce. The marinara with the booze today is not going to be a good blend. You're going to have agito up to the.
Well, then looks like you made your decision, Chico.
Actually, you know what? I couldn't really go though for the place that Joe told me about that we went to. That he told me was right.
Meat house, a nice chicken parm sub right now.
I could go for that with extra sauce and extra parm.
Moots.
People don't even know. They don't even know.
They don't even know how big it is.
It's huge.
Pause. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back next week. I promise you. This is the end of Keys to the City for this week. I hope you enjoyed the entirety of all of our shows this week. It's been a hell of a week in sports, though, and entertaining, a highly exciting week, a lot happening, a lot hopefully. Oh, big news also, Carson Wentz out indefinitely with a foot injury, and the Colts schedule is not easy at all.
Really glad last week I said I was taking the Titans over the Colts because I wasn't sure Wentz was a sure thing. Bingo.
Well, he's out indefinitely with a foot injury, so we'll see.
That might be good for them, though.
How can you say that? We'll see what happens. But we'll see how the Yankees do this week with the new look team against the Miami Marlins, and we'll be back next week with another top 10 list of ours. Maybe it's a food list, maybe it's an NFL list as well.
How could I say that the Colts might be better without Wentz? Nick Foles, Philadelphia, ring a bell?
Mike Glennon.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are streaming. What's up? What are you going to say, Ted?
It's Jacoby Brissett, you fool.
No, they got Jacob Eason as their backup right now. He's the number 1 right now. And then Sam Ehlinger is the number 2. So that's what their top 2 list is.
Good Lord.
Super Bowl.
Good Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, we are streaming on all social media platforms, which you could subscribe, comment, share, and like. Clovercrest Media presents Keys to the City. See you next week. We are out.
Yeah. Keys to the city, baby. When you see us, so you know you really viewing greatness. In the making, double up on facts we stating. Podcasting, cruise control, city, state, the nation. So what you saying, what we saying, prime information. Facts, keys to the city, we're unlocking the statements.
Streaming every Friday.